back in town. Can you hear that joyful sound? Dust on the boots, wheels on the ground, from the mountains to the sea, where the truth still longs to be found. Colonel Chris has come on home. Yeah, the Colonel's back in town.
Back to the land of 1,000 skies, golden sunsets and hopeful lives. Black, white, and brown, every story's told, every heartbeat's worth more than gold. No spin, no games, no smoke or disguise, just steady hands and open eyes, calling it straight wherever it's found. The Colonel's back in town. Every road has a story to tell, every heart knows when freedom rings well, when honest voices rise together. Hope can outlast any weather.
The Colonel's back in town. Raise your voices, gather round, from Cape Town all the way to Bay Bridge, across the valleys, over every ridge, from Springbok down to Durban shore, standing for tomorrow more. Truth should never fear examination. Hope can build a stronger nation. The Colonel's back in town.
Rolling through the countryside, listening close with nothing to hide, celebrating dreams that bloom, shining light inside the room.
When something's working, let it grow. When something's broken, let us know. Every voice deserves its day. Together we'll find a better way.
No nonsense and no hesitation, just thoughtful facts and observation. Looking ahead, connecting the lines, searching for tomorrow's signs.
From city streets to country farms, meeting folks with open arms. Every challenge, every win, the journey always starts within.
Truth is stronger in the light, honest hearts can make things right. Side by side we'll always stand, building hope across the land.
The Colonel's back in town. Raise your voices, gather round, from Cape Town all the way to Bay Bridge, across the valleys, over every ridge, from Springbok down to Durban shore, standing for tomorrow more. Truth should never fear examination. Hope can build a stronger nation. The Colonel's back in town.
Sunlight shines where shadows hide,
Let honesty become our guide.
live the good and face what's wrong.
That's how every heart grows strong.
The Wyatt Army knows the way,
Standing together every day.
honest folks still answer the call.
Standing together, standing tall.
Seeking justice, liberty for all. United we'll never fall.
The Colonel's back in town. Lift those voices, sing it loud. Across South Africa we're rolling. Every mile another story unfolding. Every neighbor, every friend. Truth and hope will never end. We know who we are, we know where we stand. Walking together across this land. Truth should never fear examination. Faith and courage build a nation. The Colonel's back in town. Yeah, Chris is back around. The Colonel's back in town.
Hey folks, good evening. Welcome back. Chris live in Afrinet, excuse me. Welcome back to the program. It's a pleasure to have you join me again this evening. Let's see how we got going on the chat over here. It is a news program, but I will cover some of the chat. Let me just give me a second here. There we go. Let's pause that so I'm not eating up all the data. Right. So Michael Picard is here. Debbie Fox. Peter Marks. Coaching is back. Andreas. Jackie Schmidt Art Cafe, excuse me. So we're excited. Carl's coming to town. Actually, not our town, but we're going to run to meet him. Okay. Cool. Elmarie Mayer, Preacher, Pizza Party's back. And CBB, what's going on there? Jessica Fulton. Alex is in from Cleveland. What's going on, brother? How you doing? David Cousins, Hester Kotza, Hey, Hester, I think it's been a while. Bitter Ender, Funny Funder Pfeiffer. Mike is in from Nelsbrook. Emerencia Quinn. Who else? We got there Judy DeLong, Eugene Rue, Thorne, Nita Mark, Heidi Hartley. Funny Funder Pfeiffer, already said. Angelique, Michael, Enliven, Annie Muller, Angelique, Katja van de Bean. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, van de Baan, that's a different one. That's a different one. Okay, that's from, okay. How's it going, South Florida? Combination for you, Middleburg. Yeah, well, I'm not going to Middleburg. I appreciate that. That's not a plan right now. Only so much time. All right, well, let me jump ahead here. Let me get everybody. So, look, this morning started in PE, and it was a lovely morning. It was about 20 degrees, though. It was kind of warm for me. And then I went through the Karoo, driving north. Boy, you've got to really want to go through the Karoo. And anyway, I got to Grafrenet, and so I look at it's truly humbling just how many people know me and know of me and or watch my program. It's weird being recognized all the time. I get it in if it's Pretoria because people know me in Pretoria, it's my peeps. I get it in Cape Town because people watch me a lot in Cape Town. But in PE, I was recognized 15 times at Tapas alone while I was there. My people didn't even know about the meet and greets and just said, "Hey, Colonel, can't believe you're here." 15 times there. It's insane. Today in Grafrenet, which is in the middle of freaking nowhere, it's the gem of the Karoo, but it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm here, and I got recognized 4 times in less than an hour. In the middle of the day. It's insane. It's incredible. It's so humbling. I went out of here and I went to a coffee shop, and over at the coffee shop, yes, and legend, yes, exactly. I went to a coffee shop, and I'm sitting there, and a couple from Port Elizabeth rocked up, and they said get hello to me. I invited them to the meet and greet later on. Saw them. Also announced a meet and greet last night. I didn't know if anybody would show up. I was planning on pretty much being by myself, but 9 people showed up. Oh, there we go. Who's that from? That's Lori. Thank you, Lori, for the 350 Rand super sticker. That's awesome. How you doing? So that was the first recognition. Then the second recognition, the first recognition was actually the lodge owner. The lodge owner recognized me when I pulled up. then the people at the coffee shop from PE, that's the second time. Then the third time was on the street. I went to take a photograph of the church. I parked, and I'm taking photos. And I hear from me, "Hey, Colonel, how you doing?" They were in a Baki, and so I went over and shook their hand, invited him, but he couldn't make the meet and greet. So that was the third time. The fourth time, I went up to the Valley of Desolation, and I'm up in the Valley of Desolation, and I saw this people. They took my picture. This young couple, they didn't recognize me at first, but then they drove up to the top. We were at the lookout, the panorama, and they went up to the top, and I said, "I'll see you now." And I got up there, and I walked up to the lookout in the Valley of Desolation. They go, "Aren't you the colonel that's on YouTube?" I said, "Yeah, that's me. That's 4 times in an hour. It's cray. It's something else." Yeah, well, I'm definitely more popular than Ramaphosa, but then so is syphilis, so that really doesn't say much. Syphilis is more popular than Cyril Ramaphosa. So I mean, that's not a big challenge, folks. You don't have to fight hard for that. Anyway, this is the place. All the hundreds of times I've been to South Africa, I've never been to Grafrenet, and it's a place that, as a historian, has always attracted me because my initial interest in South Africa, specifically back in the late 70s, early 80s, was James Michener's book, The Covenant, and Grafrenet figures prominently in that book. It's talked about quite a bit. No, you're absolutely correct. Again, I said this in the stream earlier today. For those who missed it, there were fewer people in the stream earlier, but we had a pretty good stream. I said this, the renaming of places like this is just pure racist drivel. Listen, I have nothing against Robert Sobukwe, nothing against him. He's Pan-African Congress, no problem. But it's funny because the ANC has hated Robert Sobukwe for decades. They've hidden his legacy, they've denied who he was, and they've never given any credit for his role in the end of apartheid. So I've got no beef with Robert Sobukwe. What I have a beef with is the fact that the accident of his birth here, they're going to change the name just to wipe out Afrikaners. It's just racial genocide is what it is. I mean, the people that built this town named it, and it should stay that way. There's no reason to change it. I mean, my accident at birth was Baltimore, Maryland. So I would like Baltimore renamed to Wyatlandia or Christopia. I would prefer Baltimore now be called Christopia because the accident of my birth. So let's just go ahead and rename it, right? It's stupid. And the fact that the world allows it to happen is crazy. Well, forget the spending money. It's cultural genocide. It's an intentional effort to wipe out a culture. It's disgusting. It's if you want a Robert Sobukwe town, if you want a Shwane, if you want an Eckerhalini, if you want a Mahalini, then build a city. Build a city. It's as simple as that. Start a new settlement and call it what you want. Don't steal someone else's settlement. Just pure nonsense, folks. Just pure nonsense. Anyway, I'm gonna pull my laptop in and starting to go south on me here. There we go. There we go. Now it's charging. Excellent. Yeah. So just nonsense. The beard is a giveaway of what? Well, that's a whole country. But I mean, to be fair, Rhodesia was named after a person. Yeah, the mountain's pretty cool. I got some good video and some good stuff for that. They can't build it. That's the problem. Yeah. ANC can't build it. You're right. They built nothing. They just destroyed everything in 32 years. Anyway, apologies for the setup here, but I guess it doesn't look too bad in the background. I'm in a thatched roof. I don't have a proper table here, so I'm using an end table, and everything's kind of jerry-rigged here. Yeah, no, people are lovely. It's been, once again, an incredible experience, and so heartwarming. So many places people want me to come, want to meet me. It's amazing. I hope that no one's disappointed in the meetings and the meet and greets, the chance to get together. I've given everybody who's asked me time. I've spent as much time as I could with everybody, and which means I'm pretty much mostly knackered. So other than the zip line, which is really for my viewers, wasn't so much for me, especially after get wet, it wasn't for me. But other than the zip line, I really haven't had any time to myself this whole trip. And I don't count driving for 4 hours. That's time to myself. I mean, time to relax and unwind. I had a little bit of that today, this afternoon, which is nice. Did a little bit of sightseeing. It'll always be a Khafranet. Yep. We built this city. We built the city. Starship. Built this city on rock and roll. It's just another Monday. The tired old street. I would really enjoy to be at a meet and greet. Colonel went north instead of a bit more east. Yeah. Well, some people from East London came all the way to PE for the meet and greet, which was incredible. That was incredible. Carl Rasmus actually did that all that way. All that way. All right, guys. So it's gone pretty well, and it's been an epic situation. I really do appreciate all the people who've participated and helped, those who sent information, those who offered things so far, those who've attended meet and greets, those who came out for the zipline experience and recorded it, so I have it for posterity. You probably drew more attention for the best intentions than doing a boring political roadshow promoting nothing. I'm not sure what you mean, Eugene. I don't follow that. Oh, the judge, the mouse. Oh, yeah, I left the mouse in the car. Should have brought it. It says it's a rabbit. It does not look like a rabbit. But if I go to the car, I'm going to have to leave you alone for about 4 minutes. And how many people will still be here if I'm gone for 4 minutes? How many people will be here if I'm gone? Yeah, I forgot about the mouse thing. Excuse me. Do a lot of yachting this week. Peter will still be here. Okay, should I go get the mouse? Okay, there's 209 people here right now. I can play a song. That's a good idea. Okay, let's play a song. Okay, let's play a song. That's a good idea. That'll take care of it. And I'll go get the mouse. All right, hang on. Fine. Here we go.
Turn down the noise and listen close. Truth not hide forever. Colonel in the Oaks. Wyatt Army, stand up. Hey, legacy media all around. Headlines spinning round and round. Selling fear from town to town. Trying to keep the people down. Lies and fake news everywhere. Misinformation on display. Disinformation lights the way, leading sheep so far astray. Little lambs in line, trusting everyone in sign, marching where them say is fine, never asking who designed. Truth gets traded for political gain, again and again and again. While ordinary people feel the strain, caught in somebody else's game. Resistance is futile, them say. Just obey what you're told today, but the people waking up anyway, and the truth keeps finding a way. Resistance is futile, them cry, while their stories never quite comply. You can see it with your own two eyes. Truth lives on, it never dies. Them divide people left and right, turning neighbors into fights, clouding up what should be bright, hiding facts out of sight. They use people then discard, push narrative strong and hard. When the evidence leaves them scarred, them simply move the goalpost yard by yard. Cognitive dissonance in the air, contradictions everywhere, yet some still pretend not to care. Like the emperors got close to it. But a movement's growing every day, not from rage and not from hate, just folks who choose to investigate before it's far too late. Resistance is futile, them say. Just obey what you're told today, but the people waking up anyway, and the truth keeps finding a way. Resistance is futile, them cry, while their stories never quite comply. You can see it with your own two eyes. Truth lives on. Hey, it never dies. Come and get a daily dose of reality. No hysteria, no manufactured tragedy. Take a little break from propaganda and insanity and step into a place of clarity. Inoculation against fake news infection. Yellow journalism without direction. Question everything, make your own inspection. Truth should never fear examination. Join the colonel, hear the story. Without all the money, facts should glory. Facts before ideology. That's the art of honest reporting. The Wyatt Army isn't just a name, it's ordinary people in the game, thinking freely, not seeking fame, refusing to be led by shame. Just chill, relax and hear the scene. See what all the headlines see. Objectivity sharp and green like a river flowing crystal green. No need for panic, no need for fear. Take a look and make it clear. When the facts and evidence appear, the signal rises through the smear. Resistance is futile, them claim, yet more people question all the same. Searching truth beyond the frame and refusing to play the game. Resistance is futile, no more. People knocking on reality's door, seeking facts they're looking for and finding, but they can't ignore. Yeah man, truth shines brighter than confusion. The noise fades, the facts remain. Colonel Chris and the Wyatt Army, keeping it cool, keeping it real. Resistance is futile when the truth is coming true. Fade out.
Alrighty, I'm back. Well, I didn't even need that whole song. I only need half that song to pull this off. All right. Well, you guys were true to your word. You said you'd stay, and look at this. Everybody stayed. I actually gained 3 people while I was gone. Thank you for that. Okay, let's go ahead and get back to where I can see the chat here. Okay. All right, so I don't know what the hell this is. Is this some kind of, essential oils or something? It was in the bag with the thing. Hang on a second. It smells nice. Smells like soap smell. Interesting. I don't know if I'm supposed to put it. So we all know what this is. This is a teddy bear. This is a gift from Wheezy. That's a teddy bear. So it's a Alexander Brown. All right. Now, what does this look like to you? What does that look like? Anybody want to guess what that looks like? What does this look like to you guys? An anteater, that's fair. A mole, a mouse, a long-nosed mouse, a shrew. Okay. The tag says, sweet bunny. It says it's a bunny rabbit. This is not a bunny rabbit. It could be any one of those things, a big rat, but it's definitely not a bunny rabbit. A bunny rabbit. An anteater, I suppose that'd work, yeah. But it's definitely not a bunny rabbit. What the hell? It's a confused bunny, man. It's a transgender bunny. I don't know what the hell this thing is. It's a messed up bunny. It's trans something. It's converted to something. Anyway, handmade with love. It's definitely not a bunny rabbit. What the hell? A xenomorph rodent. That's good. A Joey. Oh, that's good. It's a bunny from Chernobyl. It's a mouse that identifies as a bunny. But it is very cute. That's right, Strawberry Shortcake. It is very cute. That's why I picked it up. But the ears are messed up. His poor ears. Anyway, it's not a rabbit, man. What the heck? You're telling me that thing's a rabbit. Oh, there she is. There's Louise. Yeah, there's Mr. Alexander Brown right there. This thing is so... It smells so good too, man. 3 blind mice. An elephant from outer space. Oh, dear God. I'm glad I went and got it. I'm telling you, I told you those as you tuned in early this afternoon. It is not a bunny. It's a mouse or an anteater or something, but it's definitely not a rabbit. That's too much. That's too funny. Oh, it's definitely mislabeled. George. What weather thing? Look, Beatrice Potter just died again. Biker mice from Danville. Oh, that wasn't a gift. I bought this one. I couldn't resist. It's just too... This thing needed a home. I had to buy this one. I bought this one. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So was it from an ANZ run factory? Oh, that's too funny. You guys are killing me. Single mom and child with expired EU passport. Okay, your child has a... See, I don't understand your question. Your child has an expired EU passport. You have an expired EU passport. Okay, let me explain something to people. It doesn't matter whether your passport's expired. If you have a passport, you're a citizen of another country. If it's somewhere in the EU, then you're a citizen of an EU country. Therefore, you have a safe haven, so you're not eligible. Not eligible. All right, Yassini's back. Cool. Feels like a family meeting. Mr. Stront meet and greet, but Michigan is just a bit too far to travel. Maybe next time. Yeah, that's the mouse, man. Anyway, it's not a rabbit, that's for sure. I feel like Elmer Fudd. I'm hunting wabbit. Wabbit. It's a Brockman bunny. I don't know what Trump will say tonight. He's probably going to promote the economy. Ought to focus on no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, and things like that. All right. Well, we're not talking about Trump right now, but we are going to talk about the news. Let's get to the news here. All right. Since we had a nice opening here. All right. Ramaphosa has accepted Andrea Johnson's resignation as the head of IDAC, the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption. Head advocate Andrea Johnson, who was appearing before the Schlongen Commission, she invoked her right against self-incrimination. She's now asked to resign, walking away without a pension. Something odd going on here. Yep. President Ramaphosa accepted IDAC head Andrea Johnson's immediate resignation. There's some really strange stuff going on here in South Africa. The attacks in all their forms have brought an extreme amount of negative attention, not just to me, but to IDAC and the MPA. This in itself, let alone attacks on me, does not sit well with me. I have given 30 years service to an organization I love dearly. Cannot be the reason that there is so much negative attention, reputational risk to IDAC. Well, I think that she is making a mistake, but that's my opinion. We talked earlier about Old School. That's the South African clothier who produces a lot of the sporting kit, like for the Springboks, and the shirts and all those things. They apparently aren't making their clothes in South Africa, despite the fact that they may not claim they're made in South Africa, but they certainly give people the impression that they're made in South Africa. I certainly thought that. I thought their clothes were made in South Africa. So big shock for me to find out from News 24 that, in fact, their clothing isn't made in South Africa. Most of it. Interesting. Design in Stellenbosch, made in India. That's a bit disappointing. We talked earlier about the We Buy Cars advert, where apparently I'm all the rage with News 24, mentioning me multiple times and links to my video. But let me see if it drove any. We'll find out if anybody actually reads News 24, because if they did, then I should have seen a big spike in my video. Let's see. We Buy Cars. Which one was that? Hang on a second here. News 24, including my story, has had absolutely no impact on my video. My video hit 12,000 the first day, and it's at 16,000 now. They mentioned the story a day ago. It's only gone up a couple hundred, so there's been no bump from them. Nobody's reading News 24. That's why. Oh, shoot. How the heck am I out here? I can't see where the damn arrow is at. There it is. Nobody's reading News 24. That's funny. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. We talked about the gray listing of South Africa earlier. It's likely to go back on the gray list next year. Very likely. So this is something I want to talk about. I've talked about many, many times in the past. Not so much recently, but in the past. One of the things that's always bothered me about the education system in South Africa is that in the aftermath of 1994, the ANC rushed to eliminate white Afrikaans instructors from the schools. They did so in a variety of ways, making them feel unwelcome, offering them payout packages, and pretty much put the handwriting on the wall that you will not advance, you will not be hired, you better not transfer because there won't be a job for you because you're white and you're Afrikaans and we're getting even. And so thousands of white and qualified white teachers were chased out of the education system. In many cases, they're replaced by uneducated, illiterate cater-like personnel who got the job because they were black, not because they were talented. We can add to this the horrible situation that in much of South Africa, like in many parts of Africa, but especially in KwaZulu-Natal, girls, young girls, prepubescent and pubescent girls, get their grades by sleeping with their teacher. Now, this is especially horrifying, the theft of innocence, the theft of youth, the theft of virginity, not to mention pregnancy, venereal disease, and far too often, HIV infection, all to get a grade. This is a very common occurrence, one that South Africans don't want to talk about, just like people never want to talk about incest, but it happens. They never want to talk about the abuse of girls, black girls, by black teachers who shouldn't even be in schools. That's been going on for decades. The harm it's done to the psyche of young women in South Africa. Well, now there's a story in News 24 And Savive Gruba has woken up to this problem that I've been talking about on this channel for over 6 years. They are predators. The Rube slams teachers guilty of sexual misconduct. These are the ones they caught, which is a fraction of how many there are. A total of 102 teachers were found guilty of sexual misconduct and fired between April of 2024 and March of 2026. Basic Education Minister Savive Gruba is engaging the Justice Minister to expedite the vetting of teachers against the National Register of Sex Offenders. Excuse me. And she was reacting to statistics provided by the Education and Labor Relations Council, which revealed 102 teachers found guilty of sexual misconduct and fired. A total of 39 teachers found guilty of sexual misconduct between April of 24 and March 25, and a further 73 in April 25 and March 26. So are they going to prison for being sexual predators? What's happening there? These teachers must be struck from the role of educators so they may never teach again. They must also be placed in both the National Child Protection Register and the National Register for Sex Offenders so they may never work again with children. Well, how about putting them in prison? Wow. I told you, folks, this is pretty scary stuff. One of the cases involved a teacher from Gonzaga Primary School in KZN who was found guilty of sexually assaulting a grade 6 pupil on March 4th, 2024. Teacher pled not guilty to the offense. The girl alleged that on the day of the incident, she remained in the classroom because she was unwell while the teacher instructed the other pupils to collect firewood. According to her evidence, the teacher called her to the staff room, then closed the door before moving her clothing and raping her. She tried to scream, but the teacher allegedly covered her mouth with his hand. The victim immediately reported the matter to a grade 3 teacher. She didn't tell her parents because her mother wasn't around, and she didn't know what to tell her father. So the father, the following day, reported and filed a case against the teacher. Yeah, this is what happens. This is what happens when you get talented, qualified people removed from the education system because of their skin color, because of the wrong ethnic group. And you replace them with incompetent twits who are the right skin color and not qualified to do the job. And they're predators. Loosing predators on the children of South Africa. That's what the ANC has done for decades. Hiring these predators. No consequences to their actions. Nothing happens to them. Nothing happens. It's disgraceful. It's sad. Truly is. Truly is. They're talking about taking them and putting them on a roll so they never work as teachers. How about you put them in prison where they belong? Where they belong. Another 4 billion rand have gone down the drain here in South Africa, according to reports. The City of Johannesburg Council approved the referral of 13 alleged acts of financial misconduct totaling 4.07 billion to the city's independent disciplinary board. Wow. Another 4 billion. What's the 4 billion here, 4 billion there? Crazy. Department of Home Affairs has gazetted a proposed regulation to introduce a 500 rand processing fee for ETAs in South Africa. Wow. Another effort to steal money out of our pockets. So you don't want us to come here and spend our tourism money, you greedy pricks. According to Home Affairs Minister Leon Schreiber, the fees, which were previously waived, would make the new electronic travel authorization platform cost-effective while reducing overall visa charges. The platform would be cost-effective if you bastards would quit stealing tax revenue and, padding your pockets and actually do something with it. And first off, you don't need this ETA platform. This is another method of state control. It was opened in October 2025, and the system prior to that worked perfectly fine. So now they want to take money out of our pocket. What a bunch of greedy pricks. Leon Schreiber, what a disaster this guy is. We thought he was the one competent minister from the DA, but he's not. He's just another money-grubbing communist taking money out of the pockets of people and not using his resources wisely. 500 rand. Footsec, buddy. Piss off. 500 rand. You greedy prick. You bastards already take an endless amount of money from petrol from South Africans' pockets. By the way, I went to the park today, and she filled out the form, and she said 61 rand, and then I put down my passport number because I don't have an identity number here. She goes, oh, internationalist, yes, 201 rand. $9 more because I'm international. Now, I don't mind paying the fee. I'm not a citizen. I don't live here. I get it. You can gouge foreign nationals, tourists for more. I get that. But you could at least maintain the frickin' park, you pricks. I mean, it's unbelievable. The park hasn't been maintained. It's not as bad as his son Lawana, which is a disaster, but it's bad. All the little markers that identify plants along the footpath, you can't read them. They're all faded. Potholes on the road going up the mountain. So many problems with this park. Just a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. Nothing has been maintained for 30 years. They just let it all fall apart. And they just take your money out of your pocket. Wow. The independent line shows just how low and what a useless piece of crap the organization is. It published an op-ed from Carl Niehaus, affectionately known as Carl Nyhorst. The DA's treacherous betrayal of South Africa's sovereignty. It's on like Donkey Kong. John Steenhuisen's betrayal of the Democratic Alliance and of this country and his selfish, opinionated, prickish behavior is causing the DA nightmares now, as every outlet, every politician come out and attack the DA after the lies that John Steenhuisen spread about resolved communication. Recent revelations about Democratic Alliance relation with the Dubai-based public relations advisory firm have left me deeply alarmed. Well, nobody cares how alarmed Carl Niehaus is. He is an idiot at best. The party paid more than $7 million for this foreign company to manage and coordinate critical aspects of its operations. Well, at least they have operations. Not like your party, the EFF. All they do is run around with KFC and T-shirts. They don't have any operations. Anyway. Carl Niehaus looking for attention, and he'll get it. And here's one from by Stephen Kreutz, somebody that I know, another journalist, who really makes decisions in the Democratic Alliance. Yep. Got the DA revolving door. You know, it's interesting. I have to pick on Stephen Kreutz, but where's the investigative journalism in the revolving door, the lack of revolving door, the revolving cabinet ministerial positions of ANC cadres? That would be something we'd really be interested in. Outsiders influencing decisions. Well, they're having fun with that. They're having fun with the DA now. And I said this, John Steenhuisen has brought more ill repute on that party than anyone's ever done. They kick people out for nothing, yet they keep John Steenhuisen. You say genocide, I say war. Boy George has released a pro-Israel song, We Will Dance Again. Wow. The Culture Club singer sings, I stand with the Jews. I don't feel brave. I just need to behave like a human. Wow. That's awesome. So Boy George supporting, supporting Israel. That's pretty wild. One of the most flamboyant, recognizable pop stars of the 80s, with Culture Club scoring 4 UK top 10 albums, including 1983's chart-topping Color My Numbers. Do You Really Want Me? Yeah, and Carbon Chameleon. Huge successful in the US as well. Yep. Yeah, Culture Club. So, New Zealand rugby commentator Mark Watson needs a PK. Somebody give him a PK. The outspoken New Zealand radio and podcast host predicts that Rossi Erasmus and his men will do everything in their power to create stoppages in the games. We got this tour of South Africa coming up. We play an extensive style rugby. You don't play anything, buddy. You're a commentator. No side in the world can keep up with us in regards to the way we play, our fitness, and our athleticism. This is our DNA. And that's what we're going to rely on to beat South Africa. The problem with it is South Africa will do everything to slow it down. We'll see injury being feigned. We'll see contact lenses coming out and needing to be put back in like the Irish did. And this will be done purely to give themselves a bit of a break, try and recover, and try and get their breath back. Well, I say it's on like Donkey Kong, and it's time to just utterly destroy the All Blacks, slam them to the ground. This arrogant asshattery from a tiny little nation of nothing. And this is how they behave. They're piss poor sports. Now, mind you, it's not the All Blacks thing. This is just one of the rugby commentators, Mark Watson. We're going to need a very good, tough, hard referee who's going to see the game through the BS and officiate it appropriately. So we already see New Zealand trying to influence the referees. Will there be a 1-year suspension for people who run their mouths, or there'll be press credentials taken away from people like Mark Watson for sullying the reputation of the game of rugby? Will World Rugby do that? I doubt it. I doubt it. Oil prices have dropped once again after the U.S. and Iran have paused the attacks, and this is useless. Let's start destroying them. Brent crude futures fell $5.70 to $91 a barrel. Wow. And a new British defense secretary says Europe is shaken out of its complacency by Trump. West reading said the continent will one day thank the U.S. president for forcing us to take a stand on our own 2 feet. Well, that's what I said. It's about time you lazy pricks actually contribute to your own defense. Quit suckling off our teeth. Department of Homeland Security is accelerating the asylum process by simply not doing interviews and sending the cases straight to the judge. That's interesting. President Trump says Iran is begging for peace talks after 2 weeks of bombing. Well, that's beginning to wear thin, President. Your credibility is shrinking. He said today's negotiators are speaking with the Iranian side. And there's a chance they can reach a new deal after nearly 2 weeks of intense fighting. The only reason they want one is to meet because we've been hitting them hard. They want to meet, then we're meeting. There's a chance we can make a deal. We've seen this movie before, and it didn't end well. Not going to buy it this time. Done. Dr. Fauci was fixated on his own fame as COVID deaths mounted, according to diary. March 20, 2020, and the coronavirus pandemic was seriously biting with more than 10,000 new cases, more than 125 new deaths. Dr. Fauci was obsessed with how much media attention he was getting. Press is going wild with me, he wrote in his personal diary. In a version newly released by Senator Rand Paul, which he marveled at the domination of the newspapers, and in particular their willingness to side with him over President Trump. Diary spans 1,141 pages of an electronic document and details Fauci's thinking as COVID-19 emerged in China, spread the U.S. and grew in deadliness. Shows Dr. Fauci being an early user of the now disavowed term Wuhan virus. So he said it. Wow. He also described his fealty to the idea that the virus leapt from animals to humans and was rejection of the alternative hypothesis that originated in Wuhan Institute of Virology. When FBI experts began to believe in 21 the lab was the source, he ridiculed them as having no idea what they're talking about. Of course, they were right. He was wrong. Wow. So Trump walked into an early coronavirus meeting in 2020 in January, according to the diary, was intent on making sure he and Fauci were on the same page. We're counting on you, the president told him. But a year later, Inauguration Day for President Biden, Dr. Fauci pronounced Mr. Trump a very dangerous man. Because Dr. Fauci is a piece of human sludge. He is a reprehensible piece of human sludge who led to untold suffering and misery. And the prick has more money than he deserves because he's, anyway. In recent years, the pandemic receding, Fauci's legacy has been a reevaluation. His instruction in early March 2020 that people should not be walking around with masks aged poorly, and his diary reflects his own internal thoughts. We probably were too strong in saying that masks do not work, he said on March 31st, just before the government officially came out in favor of masking. So there, right there, that's the reason I lost my original channel, because that SOB said that masks don't work. Then he said they did work. And I called him out on that. I showed video of him doing that. And for that, I lost my YouTube channel and my business was irreparably harmed 5 years ago. Yet the diary shows exactly what this piece of sludge did while YouTube censored me. Bastards. Fucking bastards. I told the truth and paid a price for it. He complained about the amateurs from CIA who were assigned to brief him, called Florida Governor DeSantis a total jerk in his first handling of the pandemic, and called Trump confidant Peter Navarro an amazing a-hole. Wow. Rand Paul, who's actually a physician, was the target of Fauci. And he said he's his usual stupid self and called him a total a-hole. Rand Paul's still coming after me saying that I should shut everything down, contradicting him by showing quotes from me to the contrary. What a jerk. Wow. Yeah, Dr. Fauci, what a scumbag. What a scumbag. Carly Simon has been diagnosed with Parkinson's. She's being treated for skin cancer. That's sad. She's 83 now. She had arthritis in one of her hips and both her knees, resulting in replacement surgeries on those 3 joints. And her mobility continued to decline after getting replacement surgery. That's why I don't want to do it. Killed some kind of flying bug in here. Anyway, yeah, so Carly Simon has Parkinson's. That sucks. North Korea purportedly, according to Zelensky, is going to deploy 30,000 troops to Russia. How does he know that? Does he have spies in Moscow? North Korea is preparing to deploy 30,000 fresh troops to support Russia's war against Ukraine, says Zelensky. Wow. Russia needs combat troops. North Korea, with the fourth largest army in the world, has over 1 million. That's crazy. After record-setting IPO, SpaceX has tumbled back to Earth. Yep. And Tesla's losing value too. But that's to be expected. IPOs go unexpectedly high and crazy. I'm sorry to hear that, Jaretha. I got him, Charles. He's dead. He's on the floor. Yep. Stu was telling people how great I am. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. It's a lot better than the alternative. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Gosh, my eyes are dry again. It must be these glasses. I like the music too. Anticipation is making me wait. Bet you think this song is about you, don't you? You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. She's a great performer. Yep. Yeah, Fauci's like Mengele. I agree. All right. How we doing? Excuse me. No, I haven't heard about that. Stellenbosch Montenberg. Wow. No, I didn't see that. It wasn't in the news. Your son's shoes were stolen. He hit a black boy after he hit him first, and then my son was expelled. Huh. Employment equity rule kicked in for. Yeah, that's old news, Louise. I talked about that endlessly. I've already criticized it, made multiple videos about it. Yep. Refugee program has not been suspended. You all got to quit falling for auto replies coming from Church World Services. They were put into effect a year ago. All right. Anyway, so the bunny is not really a bunny; it's more like a mouse. I didn't hear about the tankard hitting mine. Yeah, sorry about the awning. Oh, it doesn't have certification. Property 24. It doesn't surprise me. Hey, Dylan. Judy Lang just gave 10 Rand 49. It's her first super chat on live. Thank you. You can, if they take them, it's up to them. the documents. Oh, I did smack the heck out of that bug. Well, it kept landing on me. Kind of pissed me off. You know, don't mess with the bull, you get the horn. Anyway, not sure. Alrighty, folks, let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Tomorrow, I'll be coming to you from Arabia. Okay. Meantime, I've got to make a video. I've been asked about Professor G's video, and so I'm going to make one about that, and I'll talk to you guys about that. So that'll be coming up. So, okay. All right. Thanks. God bless and have a good night. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.